Destroying Destiny, Book 2, The Tooth Bully, Chapter 6, Uni-apers. In the nearly far, but not too far not to be near distance, Candy City bustles and hustles with the slow clatter of sloth-drawn chariots, the quick chatter of candy people-filled marketplaces, the nervous laughter of young candy boys and girls holding their lemonade-filled bladders, and yet the normal matters of any city for that matter. The jawbreaker streets weave throughout bending licorice arches and decor, and strong peanut brittle houses with brittle, thin, chocolate glass doors. And on corners and the corner of corners, marketers sell sweet smells, savory tastes, soon-to-be broken toys, and most likely lies, while speakers speak and singers sing, spreading new news, old news, and bad news to all who already knew, didn't know, and didn't know they needed to know until the news and everyone else that knew told them to know. And in the center of the maze of candy-filled majesty, the pinnacle of all candy buildings' pinnacles rises to touch the sky. Candy cane pillar upon pillar, and honey fountain upon fountain, the Candy City's Capitol building gleams with brilliance. The brilliance only to be expected from the sun reflecting off of most candies. And outside of this busy city stands our heroes, with Calvin, the one great ape, awaiting entry with a massive crowd of others waiting and wanting in. "What's the password?" asked a tall, skinny candy fellow near the city gate. "Password?" questioned Calvin the ape. "There was never a password before." "Well, if my name isn't Doorkeeper Dory, you think that trick will work? All of these other people have tried the same trick," he said, nodding towards the massive crowd and mass of a crowd. "Your name isn't Doorkeeper Dory. It's French Toast," Calvin responded. "And since when is there a password to get into the marketplace of the whole land of candy? Seems as though that would keep trade and growth from happening." "No, it is perfectly intelligible, just like my name being switched to Doorkeeper Dory by the proclamation and seal of the 25.5 signet rings of the Idiocratic Council. I'm not sure how you know my name, but I do know why there's half of a signet ring. One of the members got half of his head chopped off in the war fronts. Being a candy person, he's perfectly fine, better than fine, so seems to think that half a head should equal all the better judgment. So we gave him an extra half of a signet ring. Yet furthermore, what is the password?" the lanky doorkeeper explained, pulling up the far too big pants that yearned to fall to the ground. "Ugh, we don't have time for this. The gate is open, let's go," Pancake said, walking past the doorkeeper. "Gatekeeper Gatey, hurry, close the gate!" the thin man shrieked, fuming cinnamon from his nostrils, and with that another candy man ran out and quickly closed the gates before Pancake could take another step. "Well, I have time. Why do you think this whole crowd is here? They aren't faster than Gatey. We opened the gate so not to hinder the breeze, because the Idiocratic Council ruled that without a breeze, the city might run out of air. And then as soon as someone tries to get through the gate, my co-worker here closes the gate faster than a cheetah parrot," Dory responded, crossing his sugary candy arm smugly. "Password, please." From the crowd, an old woman pushed through, saying, "It's impossible to guess. Not one of us was able to." Another one from the crowd spoke. "Turn back. 'Tis a fool's errand." "Vain aspiration," said another. "Futile ambition, and a feat so large that not even a Clark's stomach could be used to measure it." "Well, we'll see about that. Clark's stomachs are rather large. Or at least that's what I've heard," Steve zipped from Gertrude's back. "Dory, do we get a hint? How are we supposed to guess it with no riddle or hint?" "Well, of course you get a hint," Dory sneered. "The password is simple, really. Simple, but complex and perplexing. Simple, but tough, unsolvable, and best, even the best. It is the riddling of champions and of mine. So hard, so tough, and so incredibly hard that no man, bunny, candy person, or Clark has yet to solve it. Here's your hint. What was Gatekeeper Gatey's old name before the name change given by the Idiocratic Council?" "You guys will never guess." Gatey giggled as he approached, pulling up his pants. "Never." Gertrude put a finger to his chin in thought, then smiled. "Is it bagel?" Both the gatekeeper and doorkeeper looked at each other in astonishment, in pure shock. Not to say they felt an electric surge or something such as that, but they were, well, surprised. The whole crowd was speechless, in awe. Pulling up his large pants and licking his sugary lips in curiosity, Gady looked at Gertrude with eyes wide open. "How did you know?" "Your old name tag." Gertrude smirked. "Both of you guys are still wearing your old name tags." "Yeah, obviously. I saw those too, Gertrude," Steve chuckled. Both of the entrance keepers looked at each other and gawked. Then Gady continued with his lip quivering. Well, so be it. Go on through." Without further questioning, he opened the gate for our heroes, the whole crowd bursting into Candy City. Walking into the city, our heroes marveled at the baffling grand size and sizable grandeur of the candy metropolis, while little candy children kicked gumballs back and forth in the street and under and over slowly incoming goat sloth chariots. Slimy slug pigeons slimed and flew from building to building, dissolving the peanut brittle and making the nearby construction workers feel as though they did little and futile. And from every sugary turn and street side, the market speakers and singers displayed items, words, and lyrics of sweet, sour, and tasteless content and message, all of them mingling into a jumbled mess and a messy jumble of messy jumbled sound. And all of them indistinguishable for our heroes' untamed ears. That is, aside from one guy and one cheetah parrot. This one fellow stood and proclaimed his message in a worn and torn straw hat and a new blue unitard with a gray backpack-shaped patch sewn on it. Our heroes, or specifically one of our heroes, Steve the Backpack, could hear that one speaker on the smallest of street corners. This man spoke words unlike the others, not because they were any better or worse, but simply because Steve recognized the speaker's voice.